And good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I believe we are live. Give me a second to double check this. And yes, we are. Hello, and welcome to another live webinar hosted by myself, Alex from Aimfox. And today we have a guest who also happens to be an integrations partner with Aimfox. So today with us, we have Abdul. And Abdul, welcome to the show, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having me, man. I really appreciate it. It's glad to be here, and always love being part of these. And I guess people are joining in. I see a bunch of people joining in, which is awesome.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Really looking
It's
forward to
always good. I mean,
talking.
I always love chatting with you because we've kind of like our journeys kind of started at a similar time,
Yeah,
and we've been kind of like watching each other grow and progress. And I've been seeing your tool, Master Inbox, which we're going to be talking about on today's webinar. I've like over the last year, course of the last year, I've really seen it become a very important part of a tool stack of agencies and teams, especially doing multi-channel outreach. So, like, I know I see a few very good use cases that like we've seen through people that use both Aimfox and MasterInbox. And yeah, I mean, like I'll be very, very interested to just hear your presentation of the platform. But before we jump into that, as the audience is slowly joining, I'd just like to ask people that are on this live, are you doing multi-channel outreach? So are you doing emailing and LinkedIn together? If you're doing emailing, just drop a comment saying that you're doing emailing, because if you are, then this is relevant for you. So yeah, but I see Wendell checking in. Hey, Wendell. Awesome. And yeah, so just one more thing before we kick this off officially. There is going to be a Q&A session at the end, and we are even going to allow some users to join live if they have questions, and they can turn their camera on and just ask us straight to the face. And then also there are going to be some special offers from both, as usual, myself from Aimfox and from Abdul from MasterInbox. There will be a special promotion if you want to try MasterInbox if you have not. All right, so let's kick it off. Abdul, tell us, what is MasterInbox about?
absolutely, man. I have a question before we get started. Alex, am I pinned on here? Because I can't see you.
Uh, I think, well, I can see the both of us. So,
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just me doing funny stuff on my
all
end.
right, wait, let's ask the people, can you see both of our screens on your screen?
Oh, it says we can see both. Okay, so it's
Uh,
just me. Then
all
I can
right.
just.
All right. It's looking good. It's looking good. Okay.
All
Then
right.
just go for it. All right.
Okay.
Master
Well, guys,
inbox.
yes. My name's Abdul, guys, from Master Inbox. We combine email and LinkedIn into one inbox, so you never miss a reply, and that's our main focus. So it's super exciting to be here because, as you notice, email and LinkedIn is a huge part of many agencies' businesses. I think majority of times we constantly on LinkedIn we hear about email more than we should. Um, where LinkedIn is, I think in our system, if I were to just look at rough numbers, um, not exacts, but even enough, I think it's a 5x or more on interested replies. LinkedIn
Really?
produced, and
Well,
yeah,
see,
email does.
you're actually a really good person to talk to about these kinds of results because you like there is like you see the best and worst of both worlds. So you're saying LinkedIn gets 5 times more interested replies than emails, like
Yeah,
on
so
your
we're
system,
looking at
like
rough numbers.
on your
Yeah,
user base.
yeah, and
Interesting.
our user base is pretty extensive, right? So I think we probably process about 100,000 or more LinkedIn messages an hour right now,
Yeah, yeah, that's insane. All right, I'd say that's a fair sample to look at. Awesome.
right? Yeah.
Okay, so if you're using cold, if you're doing cold emailing, so what are the tools you support? I know you support Instantly, you support Smart Lead for cold emailing.
Yeah.
Are there any other tools you support?
Email Bison.
Email
We support
Bison.
Email Bison as well. I think we have a very deep integration with Email Bison and Smartlead both, and
Yeah,
Instantly as well. So all three of them. We are also looking at other platforms, right? So we're looking at SuperSend as well to add in. Um, so those are supported on email. We also have a few customers that do outbound, but they do an outbound on a platform we may or may not know of, but they bring
mhm.
in all their mailboxes onto our platform so they can manage their replies with us. So
Oh,
they
so there's that option as well. So you can
yeah,
basically hook in through the platform's API and to access the messages from the platform, but you can also connect your inboxes on
correct.
okay, that's good to know. I know the way you work with Aimfox is basically through API, you're fetching the data, that the
Yep,
messages that you get from us.
exactly.
Cool. And you know, this is becoming this integration, master inbox integration is becoming more and more relevant as we at Aimfox have started integrating with we have a native integration with Smart Lead, we have a native integration with Instantly. We're working on a native integration with Email Bison, Sales Handy. So you know, so we have these sequencers like becoming emailing becoming a like a big part of like how you use Aimfox, right? Because like emailing is really good for like the scale stuff, but like if you really want to get like you know like push those conversions, that's where the
Yeah.
LinkedIn step becomes very useful. And just none of us, since we're all running our own platforms, none of us have a unified inbox where you can see everything, and that's where you come in.
Yep, exactly. And I think we also are looking into now orchestration. So, like, what happens if you're using multiple different tools that currently may not partner together? We actually do bridge the gap between them. So, for even like today, you can actually use Aimfox and Email Bison together today with Master Inbox, right?
Cool.
And which is awesome because
Yep.
like now when the integration with Email Bison comes in on Aimfox, it'll be even stronger, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
exactly. Then you're not going to be just syncing the messages, but you're also going to be syncing the outbound and the outbound
yeah,
flow and everything. Cool. So, so what are some of the advantages of using Master Inbox? I see. Well, the one advantage, the obvious advantage we talked about it, right, is the advantage of having both emails and LinkedIn in one place. One
yeah,
more big advantage that I've seen is that a lot of agencies and agencies and teams are don't want to have the dependency on, for example, one emailing sequencer, right? Because I know for us, like we use both Instantly and Smartly. Sometimes we use one more, sometimes we use the other more. But like when
yeah,
you have, for example, setters or people managing the inbox, you need to have them switching between Aimfox, switching between this, between that.
yeah.
And transitioning them from tool to tool is complex. Transitioning clients that you work for from tool to tool is also complex. So I see like master inbox is like an orchestration layer on top of that. So like let's talk a little bit about that. Like what about that benefit?
Yeah, because we call it the reply sync layer, right? Today. And I think that's exactly what it is. So the goal is so for your clients and for your sales team to have one singular place where they focus on. They shouldn't be the ones worried about what sequencer you're using in the back end at all. They should be looking at one single inbox, and that's master inbox. Once they're in there, you, as the person who is managing any either campaigns or sequencers or tools in the backend, can then easily just switch or add multiple streams. So we call them channels. And you can add multiple channels into Master Inbox. So you can say, I have campaigns running on Instantly and Smart Lead and Bison, and I have these three sequencers are running three different campaign types. But for the customer, they see one singular inbox view. So they're not confused where to go and look, right? So if they want to go to Smart Lead and then Aimfox, they're not looking at two places, they're looking at one. That's the benefit. That's just the starting point, I would say. There's a
Yep,
lot more
exactly.
to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, listen, like, I think like a nice way to do this would also be like to kind of like show people what Master
Yeah.
Inbox like looks like in real life.
Yeah.
So if you're up for that, like, you know, you can share your screen and you can just give like a quick demo walkthrough Just for people to kind of get their eyes on it, you know.
Let's do it. Do you want to do an ad hoc thing where like I see somebody with a raised hand? You want to
Yeah,
pull those
yeah,
in
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah. Let's do it. I mean, it's completely fine. So
so we have Avinash, right? Let's see.
so Avinash has a raised hand, but does Avinash have a question that he asked?
Yes, that's the question.
Uh,
Avinash, what's your question,
yeah,
man?
just type it out in the chat or in the Q&A while Abdul pulls up the his screen, and then we'll go for it.
Yes, I am going to pull up my account, so we'll start showing with that. Let's see if I can enable host the screen sharing on my end, Alex. I think that's permission based.
Multiple panels can share. I think you should be. Are you able to? Do you have like the share button?
Yeah, I have the share button, but it's disabled, I think.
One
Because
second. Okay, you should be good now.
let's try now. Yep, there you go.
Awesome. Go for it.
All right, we'll do entire screen and then let me know when you can see my inbox.
Yes, we can.
All right, so welcome to Master Inbox, guys. This may look a bit chaotic at once because this is my inbox. There's a lot going on here. But right away, you'll notice two things. Start seeing LinkedIn messages and you start seeing email messages all in one place. Give me 1 second. I'm going to reshare again. All right. I'll just sign back in to an account.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
By the way, if you guys have any questions, like now is the time to write them either in the webinar chat on the right-hand side or in the QA section, and
Yeah,
then we can pick it up and answer it.
perfect. Let me share again. There you go.
All right, let's go for it.
Yeah, welcome back to Master Inbox, guys. So you'll right away see LinkedIn conversations, email conversations in one place, and then up top is what we call views, and then the left-hand panel is what we call lists. Views are basically a set of saved filters, so you can choose different filters in here and say like, show me everybody where the last message was from the prospect, and labels are either interested or meetings, and those prospects are not part of any of these additional deal stages on the left hand panel, and it will show all of those conversations, and it auto updates in real time always.
Yeah.
And you
And
can do the same thing. Yeah.
yeah, cool. So you said that auto updates. So I know one of the things with Aimfox is like we have a very fast inbox refresh rate,
Yep.
making it pretty much instant, which kind of is really important for LinkedIn because like opposed to emailing, email is more like you send an email, you get a reply, while on LinkedIn it's going to be more of an interactive chat you can have with users. So I would be
Yes.
also interested like in seeing like how that like LinkedIn aspect looks and yeah, because it is a little different than with emails.
Yeah, 100%. So on our end, you could also just filter, right? So you can choose source from as one of our filter types and equal it to Aimfox, and you'll just get Aimfox messages also, which is really cool in my opinion.
Nice.
And the,
Nice.
the one thing before I show the actual chat conversation, I think it's how simple is it to use Aimfox with Master Inbox? I think that's a question that gets asked a lot. So we open up settings and we head over to integrations, and right here, so we have HubSpot, we have Aimfox, we click connect. I will definitely have to get rid of this API key now, but we have the API key. We choose an account, and that's it. Literally, messages start syncing, and when you
Yep.
hit submit,
Literally
and
2 clicks. Literally two
literally
clicks.
exactly. That's how fast the integration is.
Yeah.
If I were to look at a conversation, right? So this is how conversations are looking, and as a chat style.
Yep.
You'll get the full chat context where what somebody is telling me, um, an
Cool.
update, bumping it things up. So,
And tell me, and do you give full access to all the messages on the LinkedIn on a specific LinkedIn account, or do you have like some privacy filters that like you can enable?
yeah, so I think on Aimfox's end, you can also choose to show full campaign messages or just the messages that are all the messages from the profile. So we honor whatever's on Aimfox's end when we bring
Okay.
in the message.
Okay, that
So
makes sense. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, exactly. Because the use case there for the people in the audience is that basically, if you're working with a client account, if a client connects their LinkedIn profile, in a lot of cases, they're going to be sensitive about the information and they're going to say, hey, I don't want you to access my historic LinkedIn messages. I only want you to access the replies that I get from messages initiated by Aimfox campaigns. And in
exactly.
our API, that's actually what we communicate and what we honor as per the campaign settings, the workspace settings on Aimfox.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
And we'll
Cool.
pull in stuff that we get from your API, right? Any like job title, any LinkedIn URL information, and things like that. You can also then add custom fields. I don't know, like let's say shirt size. I don't know, XL. And that data
I
will
like your
store.
shirt, I like your shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, we gotta, I gotta send you one, man.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
We could
Okay.
move in. So the cool part is like once you have conversations, right? I think one of the biggest things is what happens afterwards. Um, you can do basic things, of course, right? In any inbox, which is like mark somebody as interested or set a reminder. But how do you actually store this data? Right? Like where does Shamir go? And he goes into a list. So I can push him into a list and say follow up 3, right? Now he's pushed into that list and he will start showing up every single time and follow up 3. So if I have a deal stage that I want to put somebody in, it's easy to push them into that deal stage and know where they are. But better
Hmm.
than that, what if I have somebody that I want to look at and say, okay, I want everybody where I have followed up with greater than 1 time. I can do that too,
Hmm.
right? As you notice, I don't follow up. So we have this weird rule on our end where if you're not interested in what we offer, then it's
Yeah,
okay.
fair,
But
fair enough.
but if you're,
We're, we're we're a bit guilty of the opposite. If you're not interested, we keep on following up. We might need to revisit that a little bit though.
oh man, no, I mean, whatever works for every,
Hey, but we keep it to 3 follow-ups, right? So like
yeah,
a 3 email sequence, right? So
yeah,
it's not that bad.
yeah, exactly. And I think there's some really cool ways for people. There's a lot of ways that I've seen people combine email, LinkedIn, and then how they set up their follow-ups, right? They'll look at this and they'll create like, for example, they create a new view called follow-ups. And in that view, they'll look at and do things like last message was from me, labels are not a sales pitch, not qualified, they're not part of a list, and there's been no reply or show me everybody where replies have been since the last 5 days. Or I can
Hmm.
say there's been a prospect reply less than X amount of days. You
Hmm.
see,
Hmm. Hmm.
and you combine all those things together and use a list where you have everybody sorted into a lead list. And now you know exactly who to go through right away.
All right.
And
And
if you,
tell me
yeah.
how white labelable is Master Inbox?
So if you notice, there's no logo here, right? At
Right.
all. The only place where we actually have our logo is um, on the login screen. And that gets
Mhm.
bypassed. So you can iframe Master Inbox into your panel or tool.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Which is really cool for people. And then if you can also, I mean, we have same settings others like workspaces, and you'll notice a few others. I think one that works really well with Aimfox is reply agents.
Yes, you've been telling me about that because it's
Yes.
something. It's a functionality that we don't have on Aimfox, right? On Aimfox, like your Aimfox messages stop when you get a reply,
Yeah.
but it looks like you've built a reply agent that can actually keep on pushing the lead towards a close. So yeah, this would be very very interesting, cool to see.
Yeah. So you'll see a different agent. Of course, this is running right now on emails also on my end, but you could run this exclusively on just any Aimfox campaigns as well. So it's very simple to set up. You put in a name, you choose human in the loop or not, casual tone of voice. If you wanted to handle objections, carry conversations going or follow ups and things like that, and then you'll be able to actually just hit reply in any thread. In this case, I'm going to choose like this one for med ads. I think it's a sales one. See if yeah, and you'll see a conversation pop up, right? A reply show up right away based
Nice,
off of
nice.
the
But it doesn't send automatically, right? You need to send it.
for email, it does send automatically. For LinkedIn, we make it draft only right now.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Cool.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
makes sense. It still helps. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we have things like sales intelligence that we're working on. So you'll see these service query things on the side panel, right? Well, it tells you like, oh, the intent of somebody, what did they want to sell, or did they give a phone number? Did they give anything else inside the conversation? Because if you
Mm,
notice, every bit of conversations in one place. Let me see if I can find somebody that will. So there's, let's see, anybody that's sending me. I know there's people that send me thousands of messages, right?
yeah.
That our system is. Oh, man, I'm trying to find somebody. I should. Oh, there you go. This is a good example where we have different subject lines here,
Hmm.
right? And they're all in one thread, if you noticed. So
Oh, yeah.
every
Yeah.
every bit of conversation with Nathan is in one place, and then
Yeah.
it pulls up Nathan's phone number. All of that
Nice.
details are in here,
Nice. 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 Okay.
and then it will
Cool.
connect that with LinkedIn also.
Yeah.
So
Nice. Nice.
yeah, yeah.
And okay, you have workflows you can build as well to automate. Nice. Cool.
Yeah, yeah. We have workflows to automate. So once you get a reply inside, let's say on Aimfox, and the label gets added on Master Inbox as, I would say, interested,
Hmm.
then I could go set a condition, and we have three different types, three different categories. Inbox actions are for within our tool, which automates like things like moving,
Yeah.
moving a list or forwarding something or setting a reminder. And then we have a different one, which is outbound tools and then notifications.
Okay.
So you'll be able to automatically orchestrate reply management from there.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. And last thing, like I'd like to see is like analytics. Like what does that look like?
So right now we're working on what we call is our analytics are very different than campaign-based analytics, right? Because
Yeah.
in Aimfox, you probably want analytics on how many connections you've had, how many messages have been sent, and things like that. What we look at is things that we call obligations. So let me go into labels and give you an example. If I have somebody that's interested, their sentiment is positive. I think we're the only platform that does obligations. An obligation means, do I need to reply or not? So, does this label constitute a reply? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, you turn on obligations. These
Oh, okay.
obligations,
So it's label based, right? And are these labels like AI looks at
yeah,
them and automatically
right,
assigns which you're interested in
exactly,
and which you're not? Okay. Okay.
exactly.
Cool.
All you have to do is come and make sure, like, what you have to tell, because there's certain teams that even a wrong person is a need to reply. They need to reply to wrong anybody that says, "Hey, I'm not the right person."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
depending on your business, we want you to set your obligations, and then you can go in and generate reports.
Okay.
You
Cool.
see, and then you can create SLA time, so you can say, "Oh, I need a reply within 15 minutes. What was my average response time? What is my total response time? How many messages did I miss? How many are late outside of SLA threshold? How many are on time? And how many opportunities did I generate?"
Very nice. Very
Yeah,
nice. And you basically take out like everybody like that you don't have an obligation with. You take
exactly,
them out of the equation so they don't like kind of like spoil the analytics or just don't like blow to the inbox for the team. Very nice. Cool.
exactly, exactly. Yep, yep,
Cool. Cool.
yep.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to show on the platform? I think that was a very nice walkthrough of the functionalities. I guess I have a few more questions for you regarding this. So do you support things such as voice notes or attachments on LinkedIn?
We're currently working on it, so
Okay.
not yet out of the box, no. But I think we got to look at the Aimfox API, and dig
Yeah,
more
yeah,
deep.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But for emails, do you support attachments for emails?
Absolutely.
You do. Okay, that's a big one. Okay, cool.
No,
Cool.
absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, we also
Awesome.
store those attachments on the side panel too. So once we have the integration with Aimfox deeper, where we have voice notes and we have attachments from Aimfox, what
Yeah.
will end up happening is with each prospects, all those attachments show up on the side panel.
Cool, cool. We have a question here in the audience from Sonny. Will you use 11 Labs for voice?
I think when we do voice notes, um, I think this question pertains like if we are the one originating and sending out the voice, like doing a personalized voice notes. Is that right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that would be really cool to do. Honestly, like, we
Now
don't
that
do
you
it
think of
today.
it, you
It's
know.
a great idea. you know?
Nice. Nice.
So I think, Alex, I think our first thing is like, let's get voice notes done with Master Inbox and Aimfox, and then
Yeah.
let's look at it and say, okay, can we do personalized voice notes just from within
Yeah.
using 11 Labs? And Sony, I think it's a great idea. I think we'll be pushing
Yeah,
that.
no, they're definitely like I honestly I'm really hyped about voice notes and campaigns in
Mhm.
general because like especially like if you're using like rental profiles or if you doing things at scale like people we've seen that like people are a lot more likely to listen to a voice note than to read a message, right? Or they're going to read a message but like they don't really read it. They just kind of like process through it, right? So
Right.
voice notes is something that I'm very, very excited about, and it's something that like we are on our side are also planning on like just like building out even further. And like personalization on the voice notes, because like from our side, we have a lot of cool data. So like if you have like 1,000 leads in your campaign, we have
Yeah.
all of their LinkedIn data, right? So we can use that data, feed that data into an AI or whatever, and basically get a customized voice note based on like where they work, what university they went to, things like that. So we plan on playing with that, you know.
That is very nice. I think if you guys will have that in our end, I think it would be cool to say, do you have an API that we could use? Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that makes life a
Listen,
lot
like
easier.
we're very API friendly, open API for everything. So like like, and we want other tools to build on top of us. So yeah,
Yeah.
most certainly, most certainly. Um, I see a question from Wendell here, and the question is, can you schedule emails from the contacts from Aimfox accepted connections that are pulled in? So can you yeah, okay. So when you
Yes.
basically get a connection request accepted, can you schedule an email?
Absolutely. Yeah, we do. I know we're not an outbound tool, but still, right? So I'll tell you the how it would work is once an exception once a contact has their connection accepted on Aimfox, you label on Aimfox that connection accepted, right? You send that label then syncs to master inbox. On us, on our end, we have what we can do is this. Let me show you. Um, what we do is based off of labels. I know we didn't show this, but in sequences, which is email only, we run the sequence. So you can do edit a sequence and say whenever a label is, so if it's an Aimfox label, let's say the a label added was follow up needed, then you can trigger a whole set of sequences going out.
Right. But this is more like it's not it's I think the design behind this is not so much cold outreach as it is kind of like warm outreach where you already
Correct.
have a signal that you're relying on and you're using your connected mailbox on
Yes.
master inbox to do this sending. But it's not really intended for like large volume outbound. You're not a sequencer, right?
We are not a sequencer, and we don't intend to be. So that's something that needs to be. I think we're there to help you on like when you have something really dialed in, like Alex, like you said, like really dialed in. You have the signal. You know these 15 people. You need a contact. This is, or you're doing follow ups with them. You know this. Then this comes into play.
Yeah. Like what I like about Master Inbox is like whenever I look at it, like I really see it like filling in some gaps like with that just arise from like working with set different tools together, right? And you just kind of like fill those gaps with meaningful steps, right? Then this is a good example. Cool. Um
I think let's see if there's another one. But I think one thing that we came up with when we were talking about it was let's say if I have my email and I can choose what to show. So if I have a client and I only want them to show a view with Aimfox in it, right? I can do things like that. So I can let me see if I have one here. You see, I can sell all aim. I can just select a view like that, and they will only see those things, nothing else.
oh yeah, exactly what we're talking about on the privacy side. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
Privacy
yeah.
side, and then if I want to show only things that have positive responses or only channels, I don't want to click this because it shows all my connected channels, but um,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
choose what channels from, things like
Yeah.
that. So
Cool.
very
Cool.
granular.
Cool. And I think that's also very good for agencies because they get to really control what their clients see. Because in a
Yeah.
lot of cases, like when you put them directly in a sequencer or in a LinkedIn outreach tool, in a lot, well, we Aimfox, we give you very granular permissions, what you allow your your members to see, but a lot of tools don't go as granular, and then you end up just like, showing people things you don't want to show. And I think you do a very good job with that. Cool. I mean, like I love it. Like, the integration is easy to use. It's a two-click setup. And just like I know we at the beginning of this webinar, we said that, like, if people want to try it, there is going to be a special offer for them. And I have two questions for you. One is, what is the offer? And the other one is, how long is this offer going to last? Because this webinar is going to go up on YouTube, and some people might be looking at it 3, 6, 9 months from now. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think so. The offer wise, I already know. Now, the second part of the question, how long it lasts, I think that's a
I
tricky
put you on
one.
the spot there, right?
You definitely put me on the
And
spot on
once
that
it's on
one.
YouTube, it's on there forever, right?
That's exactly it. That makes me wonder if I should even give this offer, or it should just be secret. We just give it on the chat.
All right, all right, all right. Let's say like as soon as you see this offer, like,
Mhm.
you need to reach out to Abdul, you need to ask him about it, and then we'll see where he takes it from there. But yeah, tell us about your pricing, about how you're built from, like, because pricing is important, like how it fits into the entire stack. So yeah.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go and share like my screen to show the pricing that we currently have, and I think that would be helpful in kind of demonstrating like what are the tiers and why they are set up the way they are.
Yeah.
Um, So actually, our pricing where it starts with Aimfox, right? So where we have our connections with Aimfox as an integration for email and LinkedIn starts at $500. Now that may sound steep to some, right? But that's for 30 clients. And so if you were to look at $500 across 30 clients, effectively you're probably at $15 a client. Um, so on that, usually there we don't offer any discounts, period. And you might have noticed this, Alex, and anywhere else too. We don't have any discounts, we
Yeah.
don't do any promotions. I believe this would be the first time that we would be doing a promotion
Nice.
of sort like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the promotion on our end would be 40% off. So right, so on your agency plan. And that means that's, I think, effectively $200 every
Yeah.
month. That's right.
Yeah.
So
That's
you would pay for our lowest plan, which is $300, and you'd get everything that is in our agency plan, which means
nice.
your unlimited Aimfox, integrations, your reply agents, AI labeling. Um, we'd even throw in additional features that we have on our unlimited plans, which are webhooks and APIs and workflows. So
Yeah.
all of those will be part of this offer.
Cool. Cool. And yeah, how do people claim it?
Ideally, you would come to find me on LinkedIn and would give you a code to claim the offer. The code will be Aimfox. So you can
Nice.
easily just go to Master Inbox, click purchase on the agency plan, put in
All right.
Aimfox. But ideally, if you contact me, you'll get a full white glove service,
Perfect.
and we'll have our team fully onboard you and
Perfect.
everything like that. So,
Perfect. Perfect. And yeah, and if there are people here who are not using Aimfox, we are giving an extended free trial, of a 30-day free trial of our service. So yeah, just reach out. There will be a form, there will be a link dropped here, and you'll also be on YouTube in the video description, and you can claim your extended free trial there. Now, if there are any more questions, we are slowly wrapping this up. So if there are any more last minute questions, now is the time to go. Uh, Otherwise, I think we gave a pretty decent overview of what this looks like on your side, Abdul, and I definitely see the value in there. This might not be for everybody's, because obviously, this is more for agencies, or teams that are bigger teams, really, but I'd say mainly for agencies. But yeah, I mean, I think this is something I definitely see being adopted more and more in agencies stacks.
yeah.
So yeah.
We're noticing that so people that are just doing email only, and when they adding LinkedIn, the uptick that they get um, usually is not only saving their agency but helping them scale their agencies.
Yeah.
And then there are customers that do email and LinkedIn already, And then when they add calling, it does that same uptick.
Nice.
So
Nice,
yeah,
nice. And I think like also like one important thing like when working with clients is to control the narrative. And I think your platform also allows you quite well to filter out and to control that narrative and filter out all the bad replies, all the stop spamming me, and
yeah,
all the where did you get my number from
yeah,
types of emails that like really like clients get nervous about because they ask like, hey, like it's our reputation on the line because this domain is redirecting to our domain or you're using our LinkedIn profile. So yeah, that is also definitely something that matters. Cool.
yeah, absolutely.
All right, we have one more question that just came in. Let's see it. Is there anything to figure out ICP for outbound agency? Like, how can agencies get more clients with outbound? And what should we talk? And what should we talk? Is there any resources? Okay, so I mean, like, I'll take this question because it's more, I think, like of a general like list building
Yeah,
offer question. I know in essence, like, our tools just empower you to act, basically, right? So we try and give resources to educate you, but at the end of the day, like, our job is to give you tools that deliver, that are consistent, and that are stable. Now, I do know that there are a lot of really cool resources on YouTube about this. Like, I'd suggest definitely to check out Lead Gen J. He is a friend of mine, and he is also probably one of the biggest coaches in this industry for basically if you're like, starting your agency, starting your outbound. So I would definitely check out Lead Gen J, as he is always saying, giving some very, very interesting tips on this topic. And
yeah.
with that, Abdul, if you have nothing more to add, I think we can sort of wrap it up.
Yeah, I think it's been fun chatting, man. I think we need to
Yeah.
now do it again in person. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking for it. I know you're flying all over the world,
Yeah.
visiting different spots, but I think you're coming for a conference here in Croatia, which is a neighboring country, Sastanak. Do I have my info right, or is that wrong?
Wait. Where are we getting this info from? We're not supposed to tell my tour schedule, bro. I'm supposed to have it as like
Ah,
LinkedIn
man, it's a
posts.
surprise. It's a surprise. Okay, okay. Well, if when our paths cross, we're gonna have an in-person coffee.
Yeah, exactly, brother. Exactly.
Awesome. 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 Um, Amazing. Thank you everybody for joining, and we'll be putting this up on YouTube for you to rewatch. And yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to Abdul or to our team, and we'll be happy to set everybody up. That's it for now, and see you all again very, very soon.